On today's show, we highlight a Rockette who breaks stereotypes in order to follow his passion. Two sports athletes are not uncommon, but two sports in the same season? Find out how one athlete does it later in the show. These stories and more on this edition of HTN Daily. Good afternoon, Rock Nation. I hope you are all doing wonderful today, whether in person or online. I'm Khshaeta Cama, and we are live from Studio 1060. Did you know today is National Coffee Day? To start today's show, I'm going to send it over to Grant Johnson with today's news. Grant, have you had your daily dose of caffeine today?
You know, Khshaeta, I can't say that I've had my daily dose of caffeine, but caffeine is usually not a problem for me. I usually have plenty of energy. Well, thank you, Khshaeta. On Friday, the Rock Hill Orchestra participated in the first Prosper ISD High School All-District Orchestra auditions. 25 Rock Hill musicians and one alternate made it onto the team to perform in the Prosper ISD All-District Orchestra concert. A compilation concert video will be released in the community in the coming weeks. 10 minutes. That's all the time you need to take advantage of the free COVID-19 saliva testing underway in Frisco. The site opened early August and was only intended to last a month, but has been extended until October 3rd. Testing hours are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday at the Dr. Pepper ballpark. Anyone is welcome with no fee, but you must reserve your time slot in advance. To do so, go to curativetest.com and put in your zip code. Then it will pull up the Rough Riders location. That's all for today's news. Back to you, Khshaeta.
Being a dancer takes a lot of hard work and dedication, especially for 10th grader Rami Shahabi. Trois Murphy has more.
Dance is a form of expression for many. This is especially true for Rami, the first male dancer for the Rock Hill drill team.
I've mostly gotten positive feedback, and I haven't really received any controversy about me being on the team. I'm looking forward to improving my skills and being able to work on a team with such great dancers and great group of girls.
Not only is Rami known for his flawless dance skills, he is also a prime example of breaking stereotypes as a male dancer.
I want to leave behind the legacy that you can do anything and don't be afraid to express yourself.
Through the hard work of the dancers and the direction from the dance coach, the Rockettes spend countless hours perfecting performances. Yet in the era of COVID, this looks different than normal.
Because of COVID, and then being a new team, a new school, new director, we just did a lot of Zoom classes. I submitted them videos and they had to learn those videos, and then they had to submit that back for feedback. And once we were cleared to practice at the school, then we started our normal practices at school. I want all of my students to know that I was committed to making them the best dancers and the best people. I want them to know that I will always be here for them no matter what.
You can catch Rami along with the Rockettes performing at football games and pep rallies. For HTN Daily, I'm Trois Murphy.
Now we send it over to Brandon McVay with today's Season Pass update.
Thank you, Khshaeta. Unfortunately, last night the Dallas Stars lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning, losing the Stanley Cup Finals 4-2. After going down 3-1 in the series, they were able to fight back in Game 5, winning in double overtime 3-2. But having 5 injured players would prove to be their downfall, losing 2-0 in Game 6. But in overtime of Game 4, the referees called a questionable penalty in overtime, which would lead to Tampa Bay's winning goal. We want to know what you think of the call. If you think it was a good call, use the hashtag HTNGoodCall. Or if you think it was a bad call, use the hashtag HTNBadCall on Twitter. Also, don't forget that varsity volleyball plays home tonight against Sherman at 6. And tennis also plays at home against Wiley East at 4:15. Good luck to you all. Lastly, the varsity football game has been canceled this Friday. Now I'm going to send it over to Season Pass reporter Bronwyn Liber with a dual sport athlete, Julia BURSKI.
Thanks, guys. Today I'm here with Julia BURSKI, a two-sport athlete playing both varsity tennis and JV volleyball, which are both currently in season. Welcome, Julia. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so first up, I gotta ask, what do they have you doing? Are you doing one sport during the period, one sport after? Are you doing back and forth A-B day? What are you doing?
So on Mondays and Tuesdays, I go to tennis, and then I do the tennis match on Tuesday. And then I switch to volleyball on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and then go to the volleyball games on Fridays.
That makes a lot of sense. Got you kind of doing both half through the week.
Yeah.
Okay, so now obviously there are plenty of similarities between the two sports, but there are also countless differences. So how do you kind of switch back and forth between those two mental mindsets?
So volleyball is more of a team sport, so I try to focus more on my team and how to make my whole team better rather than myself. And then for tennis, I think more individually, how to make my own self better and how to win against my opponent.
That's awesome. Do you think there'll be a time to come sometime in the next year or two, or possibly even later this season, where you have to choose between the two and commit to one?
Yeah, I believe I have to choose soon. It's really difficult to do 2 sports at school and then also do club volleyball out of school. So I think I'm going to choose next year.
That makes a lot of sense. Can't wait to see what you choose. What do you expect to see from both teams this season?
I expect to win a lot of our games. Tennis is undefeated so far this year, and volleyball, we've had some losses, but we could just make our team better and focus on that.
Thank you so much for being on the show with me today, and good luck tonight as you guys take on Wiley East, for tennis that is.
Thank you.
Now back to you.
Thank you, Bronwyn. And we just went ahead and checked our Twitter, and most of you guys said that you guys thought it was a bad call. Well, that's all for today's show. For HTN Daily, I'm Grant Johnson.
I'm Brandon McVay.
And I'm Khshaeta Cama. Mask up and rock on.